What up, gang? Yeah, so last video we talked a lot about stress testing and the importance of knowing that stressing your plants doesn't cause inheritable hermaphroditism, right? So, and you're like, well, we talk about stress testing so much, so let's learn about how to properly stress our plants, right? Whether we want to identify some weaknesses from some strains we plan to grow out just to whatever, or you actually plan on breeding yourself. Now we know this is the breeding series, so this is for my up and coming breeders right here. We're gonna get you on point, understanding how to properly stress test your plants, man. Let's get straight into it. Get it! Wow.
Like, comment, share, subscribe, you heard me?
Yeah, you know it.
I'm a mile high, give credit to ZaZa. Genetics. All y'all niggas read pathetic. I don't know why you try to sell it. I'm smoking the strain. It's killing my lungs, but damn, it's easing my brain.
All right, Team ZaZa, what up? I was back there with Team ZaZa in the Instagram chat just now, literally, and it inspired me to come up here because I was really just wanting them to understand what was going on in my tent. And I showed them a male that was, you know, good looking male, right? But it looked like it hadn't been watered. So, you know, I'm like, you know, what do you guys think about this male, you know, as far as selection? You're like, oh, it looks good, looks cool. Then I put it next to a Hades male, which is one of my, you know, big, vigorous. And I said, well, I got this male. This one is on, the one that I'm showing that looks a little dry is because it's in a 1 gallon pot and it's going through drought testing. I test all my plants for drought. That's one of the first. I mean, I test for strength. I call it strength testing when they at a certain age during veg, right? Coming right out of their third node, kind of, you know. So we really want to focus on strength and focusing on testing for strength, wind strength, and but drought is one of the things I like to test a little bit after I just finished testing for strength, and we'll get into strength testing, but because I was just talking about drought testing with the team, I really just wanted to get on here and cover it with you guys real quick. So I test and drought test my veggies in my plants in veg in 1 gallon pots. And the reason for this is I'm looking to identify a certain threshold. For me, the threshold is 4 days. I want to see my plant be able to make it to 4 days, no water, no feed. Of course, get really dry, right? Leaves hanging, that's all natural. But on that 4th day, I needed to be able to revitalize and get back up after I water it. And 2 days, 3 days, if you know, if you can't get me that 4 days and are able to return back, because I don't know, you should have all seen it by now, plants where you might have been on vacation, or you might have had to take you know, some time away, and you come back and it's been 3 days and you're like, man, my plants, you know, and then they may not even come back, right? They seem to have caught some sort of virus maybe, or they just seem like it's you know, it's been beyond that threshold, and it happens, right? So that's why 4 days for me is getting into that elite, you know, that elite strength. And so 1 gallon pots, if you don't make it to 4 days, you know, I test you at 2 days dry, come back, boom, cool. Test you at 3 days dry, come back, cool. Test you at 4 days in a 1 gallon. If I dry you out in 4 days and you don't come back, you die in that 1 gallon pot. If you recover at 4 days during that watering time, if you recover in a couple hours or whatever, then you get transplanted eventually to a 5 gallon pot for further testing. So that is just an example of how I stress test in the threshold that I'm looking for specifically when I'm stressing males or females, either one. And then when you think about stress in plants, just in general, it involves deliberately subjecting the plants to various stressors to assess the resilience, the health, and the overall quality of your product. And it's vital. Like it's a requirement. You cannot. That's why it's a red flag when you see so-called breeders talking about these are testers or providing genetic data. Someone who is a real responsible breeder and understands the mechanics of selection, they don't need somebody else to test the plants for it. That's just not how it works. Nobody touches anything until I have it correct, and that's just the responsibility of a breeder. Just, I mean, it's just, it is what it is. You can't get around that. Some of the other ways we stress besides drought tests, right, or temperature, you know, especially when we testing for resilience, right? We using temperature, we using fans, heavy fans for wind. We using humidity variations, and you know, that's just what else? Quality control, just managing, testing with pH. We test with pH, high pH, spiking the pH up and down. Nutrient burn, I test with nitrogen spikes a lot. Trichomes, we test with cold shock when we think of temperature too. So real cold, you know, just to see the response that the trichomes give off. And adaptability, I mean, your environment, right? Your environment as a whole, ultimately, you want to get your plants to adapt to a certain environment, and that means no matter what, they aren't going to break, bend, or fold, right? My plants are a reflection of me. Think about it like that, right? If my plants are a reflection of me, my plants don't bend, break, fold. You know, we strong. All right, so that's it, man. I just really wanted to drop that gem for y'all, man, real quick. You know, because like I said, I was inspired by Team ZaZa over there in the back channel. Remember, it's always about QCE. I appreciate y'all for, you know, providing your comments. And I've been going through the comments, so I'm gonna really look and pick a couple people to get some of these dead ops. So, you know, jump in the comments, man. Don't forget to comment. Like, subscribe if you appreciate the videos, man. I really want to give y'all something that nobody's going to offer you, because 99.9% of these guys either don't know it or don't care to show it. So, and that's just a fact, man. But I'm here, man. Me, Team ZaZa, we represent something different. We represent QCE. That's quality, community, and education. We bring quality to this community through education, man, and I appreciate y'all. I love y'all.
Roll up a 3 if you think you got game. Puff it and pass it, the cipher remains. In the 360, y'all niggas ain't ready. I'm steaming the pot like I'm cooking spaghetti. 90 with options, you smoking that Reggie. I hit the dead ops, y'all niggas ain't ready. Breaking it down, they look like confetti. They going the Mac, got me feeling so heavy. A couple of rounds come from the dead, cause we some gorillas and moving it heavy.